Right, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this fantastic world of ours. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. And it's the last segment of the day. I did the morning segment, and I did like 2 or 3 videos in between, one segment and the evening segment as well. I'm back again in the evening. I've got Isaac, who's back, because unfortunately he can't score a brace. I'm sorry, Isaac. And I've got Larry one as well, which is become quickly how can I say, like a permanent fixture on Cannon Fodder TV. Very, very wise words from Larry. I'm telling you. And you know what? It's going to be back tomorrow as well for the Easy Talk. Yes, the Easy Talk every Friday, 7:30 p.m. UK time. So let's do the intro, and on the other side of the intro, we'll get into some serious news in regards to Arsenal. Yes, so welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this one. I'm trying to get myself comfortable because I can feel there's going to be one of those evening segments tonight, Isaac. God, dearie me. It's going to be a hot one. I can feel it in my bones. Just to anyone who's kind of watching now, remember the live chat I've just seen there. The live chat is only open to paid up members. Every Thursday is a Q&A session for the members. They pay for that privilege there. So a lot of the subscribers are viewing us. I can see the numbers just shot up to almost 30, 40 and rising. You can't access the live chat unless you are a paid up member. Anyhow, those of you who are just kind of watching, you've seen a notification button, you're not sure what you're watching. If you would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. Hit the bell notification button so you can be part of the bigger community right here on this wonderful channel, which is called Cannon Fodder TV. Right, so I did the quick intros. Again, we've got Larry one. Again, the wise man. I'm going to call you the wise man from now on, Larry. The wise one.
That's great. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Yeah. Anytime.
Good. And Isaac, I'm still trying to think of a nickname for you. Give me some time. I'll come back with a name. Maybe the young one. Could be the young one. The wise one and the young one. There you go.
Okay.
Is that all right? Yeah. All right. Okay. So the first bit of news that I spoke about this morning was in regards to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And apparently there's some news which came out, actually it was late yesterday, I read this up. David Ornstein, he says that in actual fact, Barcelona apparently came in and made an inquiry in regards to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And I was thinking, really? Wow, okay. And it seems like Mikel Arteta managed to convince Ainsley Maitland-Niles to stay at Arsenal. We know Wolves came in for him. They made a derisory bid of like 14, 15 million pounds. Everton, he was linked to Everton. But to read that literally Ainsley Maitland-Niles was kind of linked to Barcelona. God, my goodness. Thoughts, Isaac, about that?
Niles is a good player. His speed. I guess maybe that is why Barcelona was interested in him. But the turnaround came after his performance during the Carabao Cup and that FA Cup. After that, you could see the way he performed. I guess that is why Arteta decided to keep him instead of letting him go, because he's a good player. He's a fantastic player. He is young. He can improve given his speed. His speed is his greatest weapon. Back to you, Larry.
Yeah. Larry, your thoughts. If you were Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Barcelona came in for you, would you not run to Barcelona, Larry?
Well, he's under contract. And, like I always say, it's better to be a big fish in a small ocean, in a small water, than be a small fish in a big ocean. He's an upcoming player, and he knew that Arteta likes him a lot. And then because he is an utility player who can play at any place you put him, and he'll perform very well. And that is why those are things that Barcelona saw, and they came in for him. Then Barcelona is a big club, bigger than Arsenal, and after a while they might got a better person, and then they start putting him on the bench. But now he felt that his advisors were very wise for asking him not to go, not because of the money, but you need to also, first of all, build his career. When he builds his career, because there is time to build career and there is time for money. And I think that was what Thomas Partey told his coach when he said he should not go to Arsenal because of Champions League. He told him, look, I've been in Champions League for several years. What has come out of it? Atletico is paying me 75,000 and Arsenal is going to pay me 250. He said it is time to make money. So Maitland decided that let him build his career from Arsenal first. And I think it's the best decision he made.
And as well, it doesn't always work out. When you're like, your ambition is so much, you hear the call from Real Madrid or Barcelona, and you go over there. It doesn't always work out. I mean, only look at Coutinho. Coutinho left Liverpool for 142 million pounds, and it didn't work out for him. It didn't work out for him. So I'm happy for everyone that he actually stayed.
Yes, exactly. So sometimes you need also to look into the manager you are working with. If your style of play suits the system, the style of play of that manager, of course, that was what will make the manager to like you. So why will you go to another club, another environment? To speak Spanish will be a problem with a Dutch coach who just came in, no style yet. You don't know the format of play. Then you got there, then you can't make it. It destroyed your career. So it's better. We have seen, like you said, if Coutinho was a king in Liverpool, when he went to Barcelona, he could not hold on to his position. But when he went to Bayern, he did well. The same thing. Look at Fernando Torres in those days. Fernando Torres, when he was in Liverpool, was pumping in goals from left, right, and center. Immediately he went to Chelsea, he became dry. So it does not always follow. Sometimes you need to first of all build your career. Then when it's time to make money, then you can go to whatever club you want.
And I guess maybe a recent example again is Antoine Griezmann. Left Atletico Madrid to go to Barcelona.
Yes.
Isaac, and what's happened to Griezmann? He's not the same player, is he?
He's in his shadows now.
He's not popping those goals. He's not scoring like he was scoring at Atleti. Atleti, the system was that compact. Now you can see it is a different system in Barcelona. The two are playing a very different system. So, like in Atleti, the link up between the midfield and the final third was very great. You could see the way he was being supplied goals. Apparently, he was the one who was scoring those 1-0 goals. The last minute was scoring one goal, and then they could close down so that they go with that one goal with a clean sheet. If also, Alex, you could look at another player is Sanchez. He was a shining star while at Arsenal, but when he went to Manchester United, what happened? He became a flop. Now he's at Inter. He went for the money. Now he's at Inter and he had to take a pay cut to go to Inter.
And you saw his regrets. He finally regretted why he left Arsenal. He said after the first training, he has to call his agent back. Can he go back to Arsenal? But it was late. He has been signed. So sometimes it's not always like the way you want it.
Yeah, the grass is not always greener on the other side, It's not always greener, but yeah. Okay, and the other bit of news I covered this morning was in regards to our number 10 player, and a lot of the fans are thinking, this doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense? Well, Mikel Arteta has, given his 25-man squad for the Europa League Cup, running for this season. And it says some Arsenal fans are not impressed by Mikel Arteta's decision to leave Mesut Ozil out of the side's European League squad. Sky Sports claims that Ozil will be dropped from Arsenal's European squad, which will be registered later this evening. So maybe this evening we'll find out the squad. Özil may have not only made any sort of impact since football returned, but many Arsenal supporters feel that the German could still offer something to the side, and they are disappointed to see that Arteta seemingly is not giving him a chance to prove himself one more time. And like I said this morning, the live chat, again, even on Canon 4 TV, the subscribers are divided in regards to Mesut Ozil, Isaac. Still divided about Mesut Ozil. Should he play? Should he not play? Thoughts,
Alex,
Isaac?
it is a tough one, but to be honest, it is done for Ozil at Arsenal because he cannot fit into the system. If you analyze our midfield, uh, even Ceballos goes in for tackles. Ceballos goes back to make defensive work. Look at Ozil. He cannot go back to make defensive work. He'll not go in for tackles. I've never seen Ozil go in for tackles. I've not seen Ozil run back to defend. And Arteta wants everybody to run back when you do not have the ball. If you don't have the ball, you should be behind the ball, not in front of the ball. Everybody has to be behind the ball when we do not have the ball to put that pressure so that you can win back that ball. But Ozil is a luxury player who will stroll around, and that will give the other players an extra work to cover his number, because there is no need of you having Ozil in that midfield where he cannot run back to make that defensive duties like the rest of you will be doing. It will be an extra job for the other players. So you'll rather put someone who will go back and do the defensive work, because you are going to work as a unit, as a system. You wonder why people call Liverpool a machine. They work together as a system. So if you will not work together, you have one player who is lazy in the midfield. That one will cost you a lot. You'll rather have someone who will work with the philosophy of the team. You'll rather have someone who will match the system and make it become that machine you want.
Larry.
Alex, you know what happened to Ozil? His a public relations score and own goal.
You think?
His PR score, yes, his PR score and own goal. You know, and what he did, the latest news about him is that's the last stroke that broke the camel's back. You know, he shot himself in his foot because at least he has been offending the club right from the interview, right from the pay cut, and the fans are soliciting. You see, fans that are really fighting for him now, they are just being sentimental and just be unnecessarily, what will I say now? You know, they don't understand the politics in business. How do you go against your employer? The case of Gunnar Soros, you understand? Your employer told you that they don't need the services for now because he was supposed to be an entertainer to entertain the fans. No fans are coming in. Okay, go and stay in your house for a little while. And the next thing is that you went on Twitter and you say, it's so sad that they have to sack him for 27 years, this and that you will refund a salary to Arsenal and you pay him as long as you're an Arsenal player. How do you I don't know what to say now. You know, they set trap for him, and also he went straight into the trap. You understand? How do you go against your employer's wish? Even if you want to do that, you can go to the Arsenal board or whoever in charge and say, okay, I want to do charity for this man. Can I go ahead? And then you seek permission first, and then you don't have to broadcast on Twitter. Do you know how many retweets? The retweet was 87,000, even more than the retweet of when we signed Thomas Partey. You understand? For you to know, see, they don't understand politics in business. This is what is going on. You know, before I said what is the case of Ozil is so deep that it's beyond Arteta. I know Arteta too has a part in it because there is still fringe in between the two of them. Ateta and Ozil were former mates, and all of a sudden he became his boss. He became his manager. Now Ateta may find it difficult to control him because Ozil is forming big. You understand? That's aside. And you see, there are many cases. I don't think he will ever play for Arsenal again. And for what he did last, and he knew what he was doing for going on Twitter. He knew he has a purpose. He has a purpose. Those who are I'm sorry to say, the fans that are behind him now are blind to it. They don't know what is going on. They don't understand the in-depth politics of business. This is what I would say.
Oh, goodness. I don't know, Isaac, do you want to
Alex,
add
have you
anything else
read
on that?
his tweet today? He sent out a tweet today. He has reached 25 million followers on Twitter. And he said thank you to the 25 million followers on Twitter after the 25 squad members were named to the Europa League. Don't you think that is a cryptic message? And I was actually reading, I was reading his interview that he gave to the Athletic. He said that I love this club and I'm not going to live at anybody's terms. I'm going to live at my own terms. You can imagine, yes, you are in a club and you are saying that you are going to live on your own terms. It is as if you are owning that club.
My goodness.
This is another message. And you see, that message is so pregnant. He's so pregnant that he can build, he can deliver millions of messages. But these things he doesn't understand. He's just he knows what he's doing, man. He knows.
Listen, from a humanitarian point of view, he gives so much money to charity. So I give him so much respect for that. But in footballing terms, I can't support a player like that. There's a bigger picture than a player. That is Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club is the only consistent here. You can't be supporting one player against one entity. His stats tells the story there itself. He's on a decline. Now, whether you want to talk about, there's politics. I'm not involved. I don't want to get involved or even talk about the politics. I'm here to talk about football. As a humanitarian, a human, from that point of view, wonderful. But if you're going to give money to a charity, you don't need to broadcast, oh, I gave money to this person or I gave money to this You don't need to do it because you want to do it from your heart.
This is not the first time he's doing charity. And how many of them has he announced except to this Gonasaurus issue? So he has a purpose, he has a motive for doing that. You understand? He has a motive. And you can see the following tweet, like Isaac said. He's just trying to mob, he's just trying to, mimic the club and make the club look like nothing. When a club said this person, one of their staff should go home, what was he thinking? That the club he want to paint Arsenal as a bad club or as a bad management. This is what he's trying to put across. And it's not good. Personal is personal, official is official.
Let me go into the live chat and just see our live members. Let's see what our live members are saying. Right, I've got Amit who says, hi, Alex and Monty, good evening. Who do you think was a better striker, Sylvain Wiltord or Kanu? Isaac?
If you look at in terms of the goals they scored, Kanu scored more than Wilford. Kanu had 48 and Wilford had 31. So if you're looking in terms of who scored more goals, it was Kanu. So a striker is should be a scoring machine. So if you're looking in terms of who scored most goals for the club, it is Kanu.
And for you, Wise One, who you prefer between?
In terms of goals, well, Kanu, but Kanu is not really a striker. He's an assistant striker from all these days. And Wiltord is a striker. Though, sometimes when Henry is there, Wiltord will not play. When Henry is not playing, Wiltord will play. Sometimes the two of them play. That is when Wiltord will play assistant striker, but he's a striker. Kanu is not a striker.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I know. So when we talk in terms of goals, well, I can say Kanu. But when we talk in terms of a striker, we talk a striker. It's a striker.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I've got Monty, my wingman, back, the moderator. He's saying hi Alex and hi to Kind of 42 family members. We're making our way quickly enough to 10,000 subscribers. So thank you to each and every one of you out there. And he goes on to say, Amit Kanu, go and watch his hat trick, against Chelsea. I mean, that even the third goal, how could he score from that angle there? Oh my goodness! Wow.
That is kind of thing. That is kind of dribbling that Kanu does, you know. And that was what gave him the African Footballer of the Year that year, 1999. That 3 goals in 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely fantastic. Screenboy 8, evening Screenboy 8 says, hi Monty, Kanu's third goal versus Chelsea defied physics. Yeah, it's just incredible for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It can be likened to what's the name now? This Dutch striker in Euro 88. That's
Van Basten.
Van Basten.
Van Basten.
You know, his second goal in against Germany in the final. That one too is more or less the same.
From that angle, tight angle. I've got John McAlpine. Well, you made it finally. He says, all right, all good evening. And good evening to you as well. Screenboy says, hi, John. Thanks, Monty. I personally like World Tour just because his link up with Thierry Henry. Yeah, but exactly. Was it made a lot easier because of the players he had around him? Bergkamp's, your Thierry Henry's. Whereas Kanu, who did Kanu have around him? I guess he had maybe Henry as well, didn't he?
Kanu was in the same team. He was in the same team that same period. Kanu is always coming in as a sub. He's never played a full time. You understand? But Winter used to start. So Kanu, yeah. So that's just the way. But they both have good players around them at that time.
But that's what reminds me of Kanu. For me, he wasn't like an out-and-out striker, whereas Wiltord was, a striker. Okay, go back into here. Scrimble 8. That goal remains embedded in my memory. What a goal! There's a question for you guys.
Do you see the way he scored his second goal? That was really tactical. You know, he knew the keeper was coming as a sweep. He just tap it up and flip it over him. You know, it takes brain to do that.
But you know what? Sometimes they have Arsenal, like they have like the Arsenal legends against Real Madrid legends.
Yes, I know.
Kanu can still play, man. He can still play.
He scored a hat trick in that match. I watched him.
Alex, do you think Cesc Fabregas was best Arsenal playmaker in the last 30 years? Isaac, what do you think? Was Cesc Fabregas the best Arsenal playmaker in the last 30 years?
Yeah, he was phenomenal. But when you look at his time, he was the best. When Ozil came in, his season, he was the best. During the 2014, he played some real good football. So when you look at Cazorla, his time, he was great. So each season comes with a different playmaker. So you can say he was good during his time.
And for you, Larry?
I think I agree with Isaac, because during the Thierry Henry days, it was Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah,
you understand. Yeah. So all of them has their own time, like Isaac said.
Okay. Another comment here. One observation I've made from the transfer window is that we didn't need to sell to buy. Even Torreira and Guendouzi only went on loan. I believe Arteta when he says he is backed by the board. So, Isaac, what do you think? We didn't really need to sell to buy?
I was watching an interview on the Arsenal website today, where Edu said they were backed by the Kroenkes, so that they gave the money fully. That they were the one who deposited the money that they backed Ateta. So now when Ateta says he's backed, so we've seen he's backed to that extent. He's been backed to buy Thomas Partey, and perhaps he was given a certain budget. We all understand that if you look at the current squad, perhaps the only person you could have sold to get funds was Aubameyang or Lacazette, and you see Aubameyang is the most important person in that squad right now. So imagine if you sold Aubameyang and it is him you depend on all the goals. So I believe the structure that he is set in the club, and perhaps he's given his ideas how he wants to run the club with Edu, who he's worked with during his football days. So I believe he has been backed in that extent, and he said himself, he even himself said he has been backed to that extent, and he was going to use the funds that he had in the best way possible.
A quick question, Isaac. In regards to the Torreira deal, there is it still only a loan deal, or is there an option to make it a permanent deal with Atleti? Is it? What is the deal? Was it, because I understood literally that Edu had
when he was moving. When he was moving, there were reports that there was an option to buy, but his agent has come out to say that there is no option to buy. So if he shines at Atleti, probably we could sell him at a higher fee than it could have been included in the option to buy.
Okay, all right. And Larry, what are your thoughts? We didn't really need to sell to buy. We didn't have to sell to buy.
Actually, see, Arsenal is a business club. You understand? There was an assurance. This is what we don't know, but I've come to realize after the whole saga. What they were trying to do is to raise money to see if they can get all those deadwood and raise some funds with by selling of Emi Martinez, thinking that they can sell Guendouzi and use all those other ones to buy our. They already knew that they are going to activate the release clause of Thomas Partey, but they didn't want it. They played the game so good that they did not even want. If Atletico did not get wind of their plans, they make everybody concentrate on our, and even the our case. I got to realize that it was our agent that made the deal not to scale through, because his agent is his brother, and he was asking for £7 million fee upfront, between 7 and 10 million. So Arsenal now kicked him and said, "What do you mean? Why should we pay you that much?" And that was how all those men were shouting, our, those are the things that were going. But the money that they know they are going to use to activate the release clause of Partey is already set aside. It's already set aside. Yes. What I come to also realize is that Arsenal has money, but because it was the Kroenkes that paid Arsenal's debt, so all the income that comes in, the profit, is in KS's disposal. So what Kroenke now told them when towards the last day of the transfer window, he just approved them. He just approved 45 million to get to Spain and activate the release clause. That was after the release clause. I mean, the award deal did not come through. They knew from the onset, and that was why Arteta was back, saying the board backed him. They just want to try and do business first before they go for the activation of Partey's release clause.
Business. Next question. Alex, what happened to Christian Bielik? Was he not meant to be the next big thing? He was a man of the match at a League One playoff for Charlton, and the next thing we know, he was sold to Derby County. Listen. I have no idea what's happened to Christian Bielik. Isaac, do you know what's happened to him? That's the last thing I heard. He's at Derby County. I haven't heard anything else about him.
No. I don't know what happened to him.
Okay, Larry.
I don't know. I have nothing to say about that, man.
Yeah. Neither do I. I don't know what's happened. And that's what happens in football. Football things change so very quickly. Got new manager in. Sometimes automatically the players don't. The new manager doesn't maybe trust the player, so the dynamics changes there. But yeah, the last I heard he's at Derby County. But anything beyond that, I have no idea. I don't know. Sorry, Ahmed. Alex, if we do not reach top 4 and do not win any trophy, will it be a failure? Larry.
It's not a failure because even at this point, we already knew that we might end up 5th or 6th. But by chance, EPL is difficult to predict, and if this is football, we can get into top 4. So if we don't get to top 4, we end up like 5. It's not a failure, but we have to win a trophy. If we don't win any trophy, then I will consider it a failure.
Wow, my goodness. Isaac, what do you think? A failure if we don't reach top 4?
Alex, I gave my thoughts the other night when I said we need to stop shipping a lot of goals. You could probably see Arsenal concedes almost in every game. We win, yes, but we concede a lot of goals. We do not keep clean sheets. Like the Sheffield United game, we could have kept that clean sheet because we conceded almost towards the end of that game. So with me, what I want is to fix that problem of shipping a lot of goals. I want stability in the team. Probably, I said earlier in the transfer window that probably the best position we could finish in is 5th and win the Europa League. I will not have wanted us this season. I will not have wanted us to be in the Champions League because we'll have been slapped numberless times.
And whitewashed.
And whitewashed. So what I want is the team to be stable so that when we go to the Champions League, we have a stable team. We do not ship a lot of goals. We can also score. That is what I want. Number 5 will be okay with the Europa League.
And to buttress your point, in addition, we still have January window. That creative midfielder, we need it. Though I know we have Thomas Partey now. The defense is becoming clean. Gabriel is there. Thomas Partey is there. And I wonder why the Saliba's case came up like this. But I know with those two, they can help the remaining 2. Now, the creative midfielder, we need to have that so that Aubameyang can be scoring goals.
Okay. There's another question, more or less on the same lines. Screenboy is asking, in the light of the transfers, can I ask you all if you can think whether we will make top 4, Isaac?
We'll probably top 5 is what we can do. But if these big 6 teams continue performing dismally as they did last weekend, you never know. I told you, Alex, in the morning session that right now in England, if you blink, you are nowhere in the top 4. You have to be consistent with your results, with how you perform. More importantly, the home form is very, very important. You cannot be letting teams coming to your own backyard and smashing you there. You have to perform in the backyard. That is where I'm very happy with Arteta, because in his last 11 matches, he's won 9 of them and drawn just 2. That is where I'm happy. He's proving to be okay in the home form.
Arteta has begun to put in this winning mentality, grinding out result, no matter how difficult the game might be. Then they should make sure that apart from the big 6, all other teams they should make sure that they don't lose any of the games. For me, I don't even consider Leicester as one of the big 6. I'm telling you, it's just by mere chance now that they are top there. And then, like Isaac said, if Chelsea, they don't have good manager, and I don't think, like I also say, it doesn't have the depth to coach that team, and I'm seeing them falling out. So Man United is confused. They don't even know what to do. We should take that chances right now before January window.
Yeah. A quick question to you guys before we finish this one up. I've got one more actually thing I want to talk about. Do you think, knowing since Project Restarted has gone and we've got a new season which just started 3 games in, do you think not having the fans in the stadium has made a big difference? So when we have to go to maybe Manchester United or Liverpool, do you think that we can play that to our advantage, Isaac?
Yes, we can do that. Most important is you look at a team like Liverpool, whose fans put a lot of pressure on their team. In a teams like that, you go to Old Trafford, their fans give them a lot of support. We can use that to our advantage because there are no fans. You've seen the likes of Manchester United have been beaten twice at their own stadium. I believe it is because there are no fans in the stadium. So if you know how to play well without these fans in the stadium, you could take that to your advantage. Probably with us, I don't know if our fans give us that, give the players that support, or they demoralize them. When you pass the ball backwards, you will hear our Arsenal fans saying, "What are you doing? Pass the ball forward. Don't pass it backwards." And we want to start playing from the back. You will hear the fans screaming, "Play the ball forward. Don't play from the back."
That's a good point. Larry, your thoughts?
You see, the absence of fan has made this home and away thing not to be there again. You don't. The opponent don't get intimidated.
Yeah.
There are some stadiums that when you lift up your head, you see the fans. Like Borussia Dortmund, if you go to that ground and you see that yellow and black, you'll be intimidated. Are you getting me? Yes. When you look up, you see, how am I going to cope with this? But now everywhere is free. There's no intimidation from all those their sentimental song that they abuse the opponent, they do, is no longer there. So I think opponents are becoming very comfortable in another man's ground, another team's ground right now. So I think that's why I say we should use it as an opportunity to get those points. I still believe there are some teams that are not supposed to be winning Arsenal. Why should Crystal Palace win us? You understand? Why should we be afraid of Sheffield United, for Christ's sake, with our pedigree? I know Sheffield United is the number 1 football club in the world, but that's history. You understand? Why should we be afraid of Leicester? Why should we be afraid of West Ham? Wolves, when did Wolves came up to the Premiership? You understand? So we should remove all those fears. I mean, we should know our class. We are the big 6. We should only be afraid when we are going to Liverpool, or we want to play Man U. Not when we want to play Wolves, then we begin to breathe up and down. No. We should begin to stand our feet on the ground and show class, show the difference. You understand? And that is what Arteta is doing, is making sure they grind out results. No matter how difficult no matter how negative an opponent will play, you must make sure I must win this game. If the spirit is there, you can see if this top 4, we may get there, because I know other big teams might flop. You see, Man City is struggling.
And even Aston Villa, remember, Aston Villa beat us the last couple games last season.
Yes.
They beat us in the friendly as well.
So why should we be afraid of Aston Villa? At least we know in those days, yes. But now they've gone to the championship, they came out, they are just building up again. Then we should suppress, there are teams we should suppress, and then we should not take any team lightly. The same mind you want to use to play Liverpool is what you should use to play Wolves. You understand? If you can do that, if we can do that, we win. And then we'll know how to handle our colleagues in the top 6.
Go back in the live chat. Do you think Ruben Loftus-Cheek could be a good transfer at Arsenal, Isaac? He's gone to
That
Fulham. He's gone to
Fulham,
Fulham,
yeah.
but for Arsenal.
no. He's not an Arsenal material. Right now, what we need is that creativity, as Larry has said. What we need, importantly, is a creative midfielder who can give killer passes. What we need are those killer passes for Aubameyang to finish them off, and Lacazette also to score with those killer passes. That is what we lack right now. If I may take you back to what Larry has just said, right now you do not underestimate any team in the EPL. You underestimate Aston Villa, and they will give you a battering like they
Yeah.
did to Liverpool. Uh, Alex, we gave Liverpool so much respect
I'm
that we
telling
sat
you.
back
I'm
Too much
telling
we
you.
respect.
sat
Yes.
back
Too
and gave
much.
them space to
Yes, to
attack,
operate.
to come
Uh-uh.
to us. You saw what Aston Villa did. They did not give them any respect. They took the game to their box and they beat them. They did not just stop because we have scored one goal, we are going to stop there. They gave them a second, a third, up to a seventh goal. They do not respect them because they are champions. Now they are going to respect them in any way. They gave them that thorough beating because if you do not score, they will score.
But
But
Isaac, Alex, that beating of Liverpool, you understand? They also set a standard for themselves that every club now will be say, okay, you are coming now.
yeah.
Okay, now we are ready for you. So they've also exposed themselves. They've exposed themselves. They won't get. I'm telling you, they won't get that such chances again.
But you know what was really interesting to me? That Klopp didn't have a plan B. Clearly, you
This
can
is
see
it.
they play such a
Yes.
high line. All
Yes.
the space at the back. All it needs, the ball coming over to Jack Grealish. He's who's plays on the right? Oh my goodness. Who's the right back for Liverpool?
Okay, Alexander Arnold.
Arnold.
Oh my goodness. Grealish just ate him up for dinner on
I tell
so
you.
many
I tell
occasions.
you.
But it was very strange for me to see that Klopp didn't change the formation, or there didn't seem to be like any plan B. There was
He
no
has,
plan B.
he has no plan B. He was just there smiling and laughing to himself because he was confused. He doesn't know what to do. He was seriously confused. Sometimes he will laugh, sometimes he will open his mouth. He doesn't know what to do. So you see, this is what I'm saying. It was terrible, but I know Aston Villa has also exposed themselves.
They gave them too
Larry,
much respect.
Mhm.
Aston Villa, Grealish was nutmegging Van Dijk all over the field.
Oh
He did
my
not give
goodness.
he did not give him any respect that he's the best defender now in England. He nutmegged him all over the field now and again, now and again. All those goals that were deflecting from their defenders. You have to score. You have got to take your chances. Actually, if we scored a second goal, the goal that Lacazette missed, we could have
Mm.
still been back in that game. We
Yeah,
could have
Exactly,
hanged on.
exactly, exactly,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
You're right. But like Isaac says, when the opportunity comes, you have to take your chances.
Chances, exactly,
Oh
exactly.
my goodness.
The last season, the last season that we just beat them 2-1. The two chances that Aubameyang saw, he took them, and that was what sealed the game.
But yeah, that's what I saw. Literally, we gave them too much respect, and we paid for it. We paid for it. All right, let me go back into live chat. I've got John McAlpine says, and over past few seasons, not so many drawing games can make a difference. I think he means that we drew too many games last season. So
Yes.
clean sheets. We've got to have clean sheets. You know, give the defense and the goalkeeper some confidence. Clean sheets. That's what we need. The other bit of news I actually wanted to talk about, I spoke about this morning, was in regards to Kieran Tierney got in the situation where he's been told to isolate because one of his colleagues has come up literally with the coronavirus. Now I've tried to calculate the days, and someone actually did tell me this morning that he's already had the COVID test there, so he's been passed negative. So can he not still play for Arsenal come October 17? He can still play, can't he?
You see, all this Scottish rule are bullshit. Because A player said he himself claimed that he was able to maintain a lot of distance from his fellow players, even in the hotel. And he has gone to do tests to prove that he's not having coronavirus, but yet they are still insisting that he must stay 14 days. I know that the Arsenal management has taken the case up and they are trying to say no. I don't understand what Scottish FA is trying to do. Because now, what if this case persists? Then you discourage players or club releasing their major players to go for international assignment. That's what it means.
Mm-hmm. But I've got to say, I do apologize, Larry. Remember the language, man. Language. I'm kind of
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, one. You're supposed to be the wise one.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Alex, I understand that Arteta is in communication with the Scottish
FA.
FA, and the England FA. They are working in collaboration. They are consulting because Tierney maintains he kept his social distance.
Yeah.
He was nowhere near Armstrong, so he's in consultation so that he gets the way forward, so that he sees if he's going to play. Because if you count from 6th, he has to isolate for 14 days. 6 plus 14, you will get 20. So he'll not be available for the Man City game.
Important.
But what I like with Arteta is the discipline in the squad. The discipline that this squad has is of high integrity. You've seen other clubs have players with issues here and there, or they violated COVID rules, or they went partying. But I have not heard of an Arsenal player in any of those scandals that they were caught partying or they were caught violating COVID rules. And you see the way they are disciplined in the field. Last season alone, we had the season before Arteta, we had so many yellow cards. But if you look at it right now, Alex, do you know how many yellow cards we have so far? Only 4. Only 4 yellow cards. So you can see the level of discipline that is in that squad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That is the same thing is trying to show Guendouzi in the Brighton game. This is what is trying to insert on the team. And any team that has discipline will perform better.
Yeah. But there was a tweet, wasn't there, or like a message on Matteo Guendouzi when he left to go to Hertha Berlin, and it was a photo of himself and Mesut Ozil. He's saying that, thank you for all the things that you taught me. I'm thinking, Matteo, is it any wonder you have that mentality there? Because we need stronger players in the dressing room to discipline. Don't let it arrive to the manager to deal with the situation there. We heard so many stories in the history with Tony Adams, Lee Dixon saying that they were there making sure the players were up for the North London derbies. If there were any problems with the players, Tony Adams would talk to the players before it got to George Graham. So I'm looking at our number 10. I'm looking at Matteo Guendouzi. The wrong attitude there, the wrong mentality is because we don't have strong characters yet in the dressing room to deal with those issues there. But you're right, Isaac. I can see the change of mentality there. The discipline, you need that. You need that in a family unit, in a machinery, because one small cog can break the whole machine. One little cog. Go on, Larry. Sorry.
This morning in the training, Ozil was trying to give. He gave Arteta enough. This chocolate. You understand? Arteta just stretched his hand, but he did not even look at his face.
Really?
He didn't look at his face. I'm telling you, he just stretched his hand and he bent down, just looking at what he was doing. That shows that even he's not happy with what Ozil is doing. He's a fallen angel who is trying to carry some other ones along with him. You understand? He should be a leader in that team. He's one that has the highest number of years now in Arsenal, 7 years. Are you getting me? So because Emi Martinez is gone. Are you getting me? He's supposed to show that leadership, but he kept on falling, and now he has fallen. I don't even know. Anyway.
But Larry as well, you've got to remember as well, they played together, didn't they? Arteta and
Yes.
Ozil. So maybe Ozil in his mind is thinking, I can still try and be like a friend to Arteta. No, you can't. You can't.
No.
He's the manager.
I,
He's the manager.
I don't think so. I think, in fact, he's trying. He's just trying. What he's doing was just trying to mock everybody. He knew what he has done on the Twitter, and he was trying to show. He just want to know whether Arteta is angry or not. This is what he was trying to do.
Oh my goodness!
Because if you see this time, they were jogging, and then he has to branch and go and give Arteta the knuckle, and that was just did like this, and he was not even looking up. Arteta didn't even recognize him, So.
Oh dear. John McAlpine says, Larry won. You need to go to church with all that bad language.
Thank you very much. I was highly emotional. I was seriously hungry. I was hungry. It's true. I don't understand what they are doing. Thank you for telling me that. It's a good advice.
Thank you, John.
I'll go and meet my pastor.
Oh dear me.
Jesus Christ.
Good one. Do you know, guys? I think we've come to an end. We've come to an end of the show. I've got to say, I do enjoy. I enjoy doing all the live segments, but I do like the fact that we have the Thursday live chat only for the paid members. I do enjoy that. I mean, it gets crazy sometimes in the week, but I do enjoy the Q&A session here with really good there. I've got one more here actually for you guys from the chairman of the board, Mube Gunis. Is big up my guys. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't watch. Oh, this was the other point I was going to make, Isaac. With the internationals, with the pandemic, I don't think it's a wise thing that you've got, international teams flying all over the world. In this time of the pandemic, I don't think it was necessary to have international friendlies. It's not important. It's only friendlies. What do you think?
It was not important. It was not important. I agree with you. With all with this pandemic, with the way other countries are getting second waves of the COVID-19, I did not think it was a wise thing to do. But maybe it is a business thing. If we could keep these players locked back in the Arsenal stadium, they live there, they do everything there, you will not expose them to the pandemic. But all this flying here and there, you see now they are saying that Kieni was exposed to someone who's COVID-19. So it was not a wise thing.
Larry, your thoughts? Was it really necessary to have international friendlies now in the pandemic?
In as much as I understand what you are saying, but we also need to look at it from the sports angle. When they still need to do this international friendly, all they need to do is to put measure in place where a drastic measurement that will make sure that this any player do not get in contact with into this coronavirus. We cannot shut down international friendlies. You understand? But there should be a criteria. There should be measurement that should be put in place. There should be rules and regulations, strict one. You understand? So that we will kill football if we just limit it to only competition for now. They may not play too many friendlies, but at least we cannot shut it down entirely.
Well, okay, just one more last time into the live chat. I've got John who says, Larry won. I'm only joking with you. It gave you a laugh anyway. Needs to go to church. Larry won. The wise one. And then Anubis Guna says, internationals now is a stupid idea for sure. Already losing Tierney for a City game. I'm fuming. And then Dooku says, it's very risky to have international friendlies. Duku, thank you for that. I'm also liking a little picture. I think that's Martinelli as your icon picture there. Can't wait for the youngster to come back. Can't wait for that. Guys, listen, we're going to call this segment every Thursday again. It's only open to the paid up members, live chat. You know, I was getting people, why couldn't I enter the live chat? Because you're not a paid member. If you are a paid member, you can also ask questions of the panelists. And I'll tell you what, this evening has been a really good segment. Really, really enjoyed it as well. I'm hoping, we're going to see Larry One back tomorrow on the Easy Talk. And we're also
I would have gone to see my pastor before I come back. Oh my God! This guy really got me tonight.
Oh dear! 5 Hail Marys. Oh dearie me! And you will see Isaac back tomorrow morning with me doing a morning live show. If that's okay, Isaac, is that okay?
That's okay. Alex, actually, before we go there are some news that came in that our Arsenal Academy was closed down. There was a staff who was found who tested corona positive a few hours ago. Yeah, the academy was closed, but they were not in contact with the senior team.
I read the news too. I read the news. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's very scary. Today on Sky Sport, 17,000 students in one school in the UK has coronavirus.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, last couple of days.
That means a whole school, because 17,000 men try. So we need to be careful, really. Yes, we need to be careful, actually. We need to be careful.
All right, so my moderator's just come in at the last second just to say thank you to the whole Cannon 42 family. I'm laughing at Larry. Larry, make sure you go to church, you know.
I will, honestly. I will go and beg Holy Mary, Mother of God, forgive us sinners.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so again, you'll see Larry again with me doing the morning live show, and you'll see Larry One on the Easy Talk. We're going to be with Mube Guna, the chairman of the board. Who else do we have? We've got North Bank Ninja and another new face.
I hope he has not finished his NSC.
Well, he's just saying, I'll see you tomorrow, Alex. So we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh dear! Listen, guys, it's been really, really good. Larry, look, there's one for you. John says, see you still laughing. Our Father who art in heaven.
John, you want me to cry?
Oh dear!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to close it up now. I've had enough.
Isaac.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, for the last time, I'll be back doing the morning show with Isaac, and you will see Larry again.
I will sure watch. I'll watch it. I'll watch it in the office.
Oh, dear me.
Please tell John to forgive me. And he should pray on my behalf.
Oh dear, I can see the numbers are dropping. Listen, to each and every one of you, I saw the numbers fluctuating between 50 and like 40 odd. Thank you for sharing your time on this Thursday night Q&A session for the live members. It's been a good old laugh, a good old little podcast there. Just on an hour now. So if by any chance you've been wondering what you've been watching us having a good old laughter here on Cannon 40 TV. I shall see you sometime tomorrow doing the live show with Isaac.